If you follow this recipe, you will learn how to make a delicious canoe, canoa. But this canoe is on a trip to flavor. Alright people, today I'd love to show you how to make canoas. Canoas are delicious and filling. Canoa it translates from Spanish into English as a canoe. You know, a canoe. But this canoe is going to take you on a trip of flavor and deliciousness. So canoas are basically, it's sweet plantains and stuffed with usually meat and cheese or just meat or whatever sort of filling. Of course, if you want to make them more like, if you want to make them vegan or vegetarian, you can just use a vegan or vegetarian stuffing. And really easy to make. They're so good you're gonna name your first kid after me. Alright, let's show you how to make canoas. Alright, so we're gonna start with some nice Platano Maduro or ripened plantains. So basically when you go to the store and you buy a nice green plantain like this one, right? It's nice and green. We can make tostones. I've shown you how to make tostones. But you take this plantain and put it in your kitchen, somewhere on the table, in a bag or an isolated area, and it'll ripen. It'll turn nice and like orangish, yellowish, okay? This one is more yellowish. It looks a little green on camera. I'm looking at both the screen and real life here, but these are maduro. Maduro, again, in Spanish, it means, to English, it means ripened. Okay, these dark spots, don't worry about it. It means it's gotten really sweet. So you can definitely need nice sweet plantains. You can actually buy them yellow also in the market if you want to make it immediately. Okay, besides the plátanos maduros, I'm gonna show you my stuffing. There's paper towels for the boards so the boards don't move around. I'm going to do a ground beef stuffing. So that ground beef stuffing is going to have, this is about a pound of ground beef. I'm going to use bell pepper. I'm not going to use a lot. I'm going to maybe take a sliver of each since it's not much beef, just to have the various colors. Then I'll freeze the peppers. I'm going to put some potato in it. Again, not the whole thing because I'm just making 4. Some onion. 2 cloves of garlic. I may add another clove of garlic in there. And our seasonings: salt, black pepper. We're going to have in there some garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, anatto or achiote, and some culantro or ground coriander. Okay? And of course, salt and pepper. These ingredients, this is all for the stuffing, okay? Besides that, you're also going to need some nice cheese. So I have 2 kinds of cheese here. This is an Italian blend, and this is a Mexican blend. This is an international dish, baby, that the Puerto Ricans make. All right? Of course, if you don't want to use ground beef, you can use ground turkey, you can use chicken, you can use a vegan substitute. Just follow these seasonings so that you get the, the Puerto Rican flavor. Okay? Another point I wanted to make is that most people, like 90%, 99% of Puerto Ricans will fry this. What I like to do is bake them. But we'll get to that. All right, for now, let me make my the meat stuffing, and we'll get to the plátanos in a sec. All right, so working on my stuffing. Got my stainless steel here coming up to heat. Got my beef. Let me go on ahead and put the beef right in there. I should have waited to get it a little hotter, but whatever. As I said, I used about a sliver of the red bell pepper, a sliver of the green bell pepper. I chopped them up into little pieces. Same with the onion. That half of onion, I used, a little bit of the peel is there. I used half of the onion. Let me show you. Half of the onion. Chopped up the garlic. coarsely. You don't have to have it too fine. And the potato, I took half of it and sliced it in half and just made little cubes or little rectangles as well. Alright, so basically we're just gonna brown this beef and cook it up the way you would brown any beef. Then we'll add the veg, get it further cooked, and then season it together. I want to season the beef together with the vegetables. Alright, so I'll accelerate time on this. Alright, my beef is nice and brown, right? Some of that fat is burning off, so that's why it's smoking. So now to that I want to add my vegetables. Put them all in there. Don't worry about those potatoes. Those potatoes will soften because they're thin. They're thinly cut up, thinly sliced. They will cook up nicely. Alright. Get everything nice and combined, nice and mixed. Did the camera blur out? Yeah, it did. Sorry. You're just getting everything nice and combined, nice and mixed. Maybe also that camera angle's a little funky. Let me try to adjust it. Oh no, it looks fine. Stop complaining. These videos are free. Alright. The heat right now is on medium-low. I'm going to bring it up a little to medium. Oh no, it's actually on low. I'm going to bring it up to medium. I'm going to season it now. This is all to taste. There's my salt. Where is my black pepper? My black pepper. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Oregano. Culantro, or our coriander. And lastly, the anatto, anatto. Give it a nice bright color. Alright. So now, I'm going to lower the heat on this. I'm going to cover it. And that will help where's my cover? The vegetables to soften. Now, I'm going to take my oven and I'm going to put it to 350 because what we're going to do is it on? Yes, it's on. 350. While this heats up, while this gets soft, let's start working on our plantains. Now, I put them in the oven. You have to put it in the oven eventually, even if you fry them. Because, you know, when you put in the meat and cheese, you finish them off in the oven. But I like to cook the plantains in the oven to begin with, to not fry them. Traditionally, you fry them, let them cool down, split them open, stuff them, then you put them in the oven. But we want to take a healthier route. So I'm going to let this come to heat, let the oven come to heat. Let's peel our plátanos. Alright, so here are our plátanos. I always like to rinse them. I don't care if I'm, you know, of course you're not going to eat the peel, but you're at the market, people are touching them and who knows what else. Alright, so we're just going to cut off the ends as if you're making tostones. You go down one of the seams here. Try not to cut in too deeply because you'll hurt the meat of the Maduro. And what you want to do is, see, I didn't go in deep enough. I don't want to. There we go. I don't want to hurt the plantain. I don't want to bruise it. Also, if they're very sweet and very ripe, they may be very, very, very soft. I think I kind of did that off camera, so let me do another one. I'm not watching what I'm doing. Cut the ends off. Find a seam that protrudes. Alright, we'll cut across it. Or cut lengthwise. Try not to go too deeply in. Was I on camera again? And that coat should come right off. Alright, one more, because I keep messing up the camera. Ends. Find a seam. This one has very good protruding seams. Again, not too deeply, but deep enough so that you can unwrap it. Alright, and this one is very soft, so I got to be careful when I get that one ready. Might as well do the last one. Alright, and my stuffing, it's on a very low heat. I just want the vegetables to soften up, especially that potato that I put in there. But here you go. Alright, we have our Platanos Maduros ready. Alright, here's my filling. I just want to see if a fork can go right through that potato, and it does. Right? And to show you I'm not dirty, I took a separate spoon and I'm gonna mix this a little bit and give it a taste to see if I have to adjust for salt or whatever. Delicious. Alright, I'm gonna cover this and put it to the side. A lot of that fat is rendered up there. We're gonna put this to the side, let it cool, and now we're gonna deal with our plantains. Alright, so as I told you before, the usual step would be to deep fry these beautiful Platanos Maduros. But I want it to be a little healthier. So, this is going to take me a little longer, but I think the flavor will be more delicious, and it'll be a bit more healthier for me, and for whoever else partakes of this delicious dish. Alright, so I have a casserole dish here. I'm going to put in some olive oil. Ooh, that's plenty. I'll line it. This casserole dish is a veteran in my kitchen. Okay? I'm going to place the plantains as best I can. Let's see here. If this... Okay, yeah, these will fit. And I'm going to bake them. Hold on a second. We're going to take some of this oil and try to douse them a little bit. This is why a cooking spray oil maybe will come in handy. But when I went to the market last, I forgot to pick one up, even though I picked up all of the other ingredients for my delicious canoas. Alright, this is good enough. So what we're going to do is, of course, frying it will be quick, right? It'll take 2-3 minutes. You just, when you fry them, you brown each side, you put them to the side, and you cool them off. But in this instance, the oven's at 350. I'm going to put them in the oven. Check on them after about 5, 6, 7 minutes. Just, you know, lift them up to see if they browned. And if they have, I'm going to flip them over. And just keep flipping them until, I get a nice shade of brown. Okay? So I'm going to put these in the oven now. Watch out, camera. It's a weird angle. Sorry. I'll let you know how long I leave them in there. You know, I knew something was off. I totally forgot to show you. Do not forget, please, do not forget, please, do not forget your sofrito or recaito. I went back, man, and I was like, it tastes good, but something's off. So I brought this back up to heat. Put in a couple of spoonfuls. This is my second spoonful of RECAITO or sofrito, one or the other. And now everything works. Alright, please, when you put in the vegetables, right, after you brown your beef and season it, don't forget your sofrito, your recaito, or you'll die. Alright people, let's take a look at my plátanos. Now, because, again, I put them in the oven, they took extra long to cook. But, you know, wow, let me look at the time. Yeah, it took about half an hour because, like, in 10-minute intervals, I would flip them over, get the other side nice and brown. So, the thing about it is that this is way healthier than deep frying them. If you want to deep fry them, knock yourself out. But, you know, because I care, I did it this way. Alright, so now let's set it up to be stuffed and put back into the oven. I'm not going to turn my oven off. I'm just going to... I left it open. Let me close it. I don't want that heat to escape. But now let me set this space up properly to stuff each plátano. You know, I'm silly. I took them out of the casserole, put them here on this cutting board on the stove. I realized I can stuff them right here. I can stuff them right here. I don't have to move anything around. Okay, so what we're going to do is... where's my oil? Hold on. Yeah, what we're going to do is, we're going to go back to this casserole dish. I cleaned it up a little bit. There's little bits of browned Maduro in there. We're going to put some oil back in there. Right? The sides. And we're going to put our Maduros right in the middle or wherever. Let's see if it fits this way. Yeah, it'll fit that way. Let me start here with this guy. I'm going to cut him right in the middle. We're going to do a little surgery here. We want to open him up so we can stuff him with our good stuff. Okay? You don't want to cut through it, so you want to be careful, but it's nice and soft and oof. Okay, so now we're going to go on ahead and get our meat stuffing. Of course, as I said before, if you want to use a veggie stuffing, it's fine. If you want to use turkey, if you want to use chicken, shredded chicken, it's absolutely fine. And looking at it here, man, this just looks good like this. Right? Okay, so there we go. One canoa we have there. Let's get another one. I'm just concerned about how this big one is going to fit in there. We'll put them this way. To get it browned, I didn't do this side, but just as I told you, if you do them in the oven, it's going to take longer. So in about 8 to 10 minute intervals, you want to flip it. Flip it until you get each side. I didn't get the top here, which is no problem. I'm going to cut them open. A little surgery here. Kind of like your favorite Hollywood celebrity, except this is good for you. This won't ruin your soul. Okay, nice. Alright, and we're going to stuff them. Wow, this is a big one. I'm going to take this one. The others I'll save, or I was thinking about giving them to a family in my congregation. I like to cook for them sometimes. But yeah, this big boy is going in my belly. Alright, so let me do the other two and I'll show you what they should look like. I just want to show you, I decided to cut the end that's not as browned. Do what you like, but well, do what you like with this, but with other things you can't. Let me just show you. That's our last one. Let me get them filled. He's hardly got potato in there. Let me give him some potato. There you go. All right. So now, wow, this bad boy. This may be stuffed bigger than the, more than the bigger one. All right, so now you can put these right in the oven, bake them. Again, 350 for, it doesn't take too long, 5, not even, depending on the heat of your oven. But to add even more deliciousness, I'm gonna add this mix of cheese right on top. And this is gonna look so, oh my goodness, I can eat it that way, just like that. Now this mix of cheese, a lot of Boricuas, a lot of Puerto Ricans, when they make this, incidentally, they like cheddar. I don't know why. I can't explain the ethno reason for that or whatever. It just so happens they like cheddar cheese on this. But this mix, I'm going to tell you right now, I mixed several brands. So this has mozzarella, provolone, Asiago, Parmesan, Romano, and Fontina, and Monterey Jack, cheddar, asadero, and quesadilla cheese. So this is an international mix of cheeses here. This is how we come together for flavor. Oh my goodness, they just look good like this, man. I'm telling you. Now, my oven, I kept my oven on. Remember, you're not going to turn it off as you go through these steps. I'm going to stick them into the oven. Wait, there's some cheese that fell off the side here. And it's melting because of the residual heat. I'm going to stick them in the oven. It shouldn't take too long. 5-6 minutes, you know, depending on your oven. It's at 3, I left it at 350. So I'm going to stick it in the oven. I'm going to let it go 5 minutes and then take a look. If it needs to go longer, I'll let it go longer. Okay, let me get to my oven here. We'll be right back. After these, is it hot enough to? Yeah, it's cool enough to. Ay. Look at this. It didn't even take 5 minutes. Let me. I'll come back. Look at how delicious these canoas look. Hold on, I gotta serve myself one. What you want to do is you want to get a little spatula and make sure you can kind of move it. Yeah, there we go. This one brown further. Man, these are so good. Oh my God, it smells so good. This is kind of similar to like if you make I've made before why can't I think? Pastelón. Pastelón is like the lasagna, but instead of noodle, you use these bad boys. All right, I'm going to serve myself one. My goodness, it smells so good. So there's my canoa. You can see here, it's nice and brown on the side. The cheese is nice and melty. If you want it more melty, just, you know, leave it a little longer. Oh, man. I haven't had one of these in a long time. Ooh. Oof. Oh, the meat is falling off. Oh my goodness. Oh, interesting. Delaying the RECAITO actually gave it a different flavor. And it's really good. So maybe that little mistake. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the cheese can melt a little more, but I'm happy with it this way. And it is my custom a little hot sauce. I put hot sauce on everything. I either use my homeboy or my wife. Oh my goodness. Please follow this recipe to make a delicious canoa. I'm speaking with my mouth full. My mother can smack me. This is a canoe that will take you onto a voyage of flavor. All right.